you. Love me, my go-to. Love a team blind on top like Goku. Just left Noble, back in my dojo. Channel like Aura, got the whole Roku. Been big dog from the Tellero, told you. Wait, don't even know you. Step right, I'm a long trip. Blink of my VIP. Snack of my. Won't break, won't miss. Rich took his chick out. We talking start like ball high, pretty face guy like, bruh, how do I exist? In the gym every day, I'm gonna miss. So my daddy like, boy, don't blow my assist. I got it. Tryna slow down my motion. It's written, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. Me, I'm the one goated. 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 Tryna slow down my motion. It's written, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. Me, I'm the one goated. 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 Just don't touch me, you're ugly. Just don't touch me, you're ugly. Bro, I'm godlike, I'm judgy. I can't touch this girl, she musty. Bro, you flexing on IG. People like you disgust me. Just don't touch me, you're ugly. Just don't touch me, you're ugly. These women love me, bro. They tryna me. That's the wrong way. Me back, yeah, buddy. If you get lucky, it'll get yucky. Little buddy touch me, I can turn auntie into a. I'm in the S5 facing cuffy, cause I can't name that guy but me, dummy. Tryna slow down my motion. It's written, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it.
Now from downtown Minneapolis, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us inside beautiful U.S. Bank Stadium, the home of the Vikings. Riley Patterson is the kicker, and he's got it on the tee. And off we go from Minneapolis. Now return coming from the 7.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll run first carry of the game for Trey Benson. And some good footwork there. He'll take this forward for a gain of 8. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2.
At the 35-yard line.
Again, it's Benson.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short. Play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Out of the gun, here's May. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
3rd down, 3 to go. Operating from the shotgun, it's May. That's into the hands of his receiver, Hyatt. He's going to have the 1st down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's May. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Working out of the gun, it's May. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
This pass rush is continuing to make their presence felt here in the early going. And for this quarterback, he's lucky to at least get rid of that ball because they were on the verge of recording their 2nd sack, and we're still here in the 1st quarter.
On 3rd and long, here's May. And he'll let it go deep for Johnson. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And that is incomplete.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. Even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That one on target to Davis. He's got it. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 79 yards. Touchdown, Chicago. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that 1st down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. He'll start at the 4.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Motion man is higher. Right away, they'll try a jet sweep. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the 1st down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that gain.
That'll be taken in. It's Trey Benson. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver.
And he will go all the way. Jalen Hyatt, touchdown, Minnesota. That touchdown, number 11 on the year. No problem there on the extra point. And the Vikings will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece. And the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll start this drive on the ground with Spears. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Here comes the screen to Spears. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down coming up. He'll look to throw. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. 1st and 10. Spears now out of the pistol. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. All even on the scoreboard. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. Here's a 2nd and 6. A run up the middle, Spears. And he moves down to the 25. That's good enough for a first down. They'll stay on the ground with Spears. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll send a tight end in motion. Our throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
At this level, you just would expect a little bit better execution and accuracy on those intermediate throws. I think he had an opportunity there for a nice pickup. Off target, off rhythm, and ends up getting away from him.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And he's in. Brian Thomas. Touchdown, Chicago.
And that was just a great drive. Really, from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm. Mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass. But really, everything they did, the entire possession, worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
This is going to be taken in at the 3. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll start out with a run, and it's Benson. And not a whole lot there, up to about the 25. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now, May. Now he'll air this one out deep for Hyatt. And this will be incomplete.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. They'll run here with Benson. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
Throwing on 1st and 10 is May. He has Hyatt complete. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down. They'll run. Here's Benson. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
8 yards on the pickup brings us 2nd and 2.
Here's 2nd and 2. To throw is May. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
3rd and 2.
On 3rd and 2, it's May. Remember, he had the touchdown catch from last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
He pulls it in around the 5. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Vikings.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
They'll run with Benson. And he will get into the end zone. The call works as they will indeed take the lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Spears to start the drive. And he'll manage only the 34-yard line. He's brought down after a short kick. Tremble comes in motion. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hands, and results in a completion.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
So the first part of any interception is just end up with the ball in your hands, right? That's what every defensive coordinator wants. But anytime you can get yards on the return, that's just an added bonus. And that's what we see here. There's a little space, does a great job securing the catch, and all of those yards just set up for better field position as their offense takes the field. Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
On second down, it's May. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Trey Benson, the intended target. And third down coming up. On 3rd and a yard, here's May. And that is incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
They'll try it now with Benson. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' first down. They managed to convert. That'll keep the drive alive.
Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop it.
A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And now a timeout. 7 seconds left in this first half. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Throwing now is May. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
The Vikings looking for 3. Bring out the field goal unit. This is going to be from 53 yards out. No issues there. This one is good. So we have reached halftime, and it's a 4-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. He fields it at the 8. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Here's a run to begin this third quarter. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll stick with him again. Room to run past midfield. Down the sideline, inside the 25. That one flips the field. Big chunk play as he goes out of bounds. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. Again, he finds an opening. And he will not be quite able to stretch the ball out. They're going to mark him down after that huge run all the way to the 1.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
He'll try to run this one in. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Tight end going in motion here. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
From the 2-yard line yet again, what can they do on 3rd and goal? They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
The biggest issue in why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. Sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Try to get him to jump. Did not work. Good job by the defense to stay disciplined. It's a delay again. So, 4th down, and out comes the field goal unit. This, about as short as you can get. He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Sentinels cut the deficit down to 1.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. May gonna look to throw. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
What really stood out to me, Mike, was the body language of the middle linebacker prior to the ball being snapped. So often we see the guy who's blitzing, they get a little antsy and they tip their hand. But that wasn't the case here. He times it perfectly, nobody accounts for him, and he comes away with the sack.
Throwing on 2nd down. May. Downfield, that's Hyatt. He's got it. And he will take this one in. 75 yards. Touchdown, Minnesota. The extra point is up and through. And the Vikings are going to open up the lead to 8. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here's a handoff to Spears. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the third quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
Once again, it's Spears. And that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. That'll hold them to a gain of 2. Second down and 8. In motion comes Thomas. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. This is intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So this is where an offensive play caller needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback, because this defense, they're onto you. They've got 2 picks. They're starting to pick up on your tendencies. They're shifting guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've got to throw them a curveball and try to shift back some of that advantage to your side of the ball.
Second and a yard. They'll go again with Benson. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down. On 1st and 10, here's Benson. And nothing cooking on that one. He'll be met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss. The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it.
That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Here comes a return from the 3. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one,
into space. And he's going to take this one all the way. 75 yards. Touchdown, Chicago. Point after, coming up here. He's got it. And the Sentinels are back within one score. It is an 8-point game. So back and forth they go as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. A return now from the 4. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Off the bootleg. Here's May. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. Now give up the middle, it's Benson. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down.
The 47-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Again, it's Benson. Finds an alley to the 35. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another first down.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
A run with Benson. And they're going to get him down this time. Not as easy as the last carry. This time they drop him behind the line of scrimmage. Second down. He's got his man, Carter. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Trying to keep this drive moving when it's 3rd and 8. Working out of the gun. It's May. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And his guys are going to be set up with a short field as they look to draw closer and perhaps draw even in this one.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
A carry here for Spears. Strong running there, pushing his way forward to gain a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Here's Spears. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Brian Thomas, the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. Back to throw. To the end zone. It's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th down.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot to get his hands on the ball and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back to the field. Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Here's 2nd and 6. On the ground, it's Benson. And he'll take this up, working towards the first down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the first down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath. You give your offense a chance to close this game out. If they pick up the first down, this game is over. But now, after the defensive stop, we're starting to see some signs of life on that other sideline.
Here's 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. They'll stick to the ground. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Final minute, still 2 timeouts remaining as we get to 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And this will be a touchdown. They are within a 2-point conversion of coming back to tie this game.
What a finish there to get the touchdown, but of course the job's not done, and this is where the defense needs to regroup, Mike. It's one thing to give up the touchdown, but now you're still one stop away from being the hero. They got to dial in, get their best defense called, and somehow find a way to keep them out of the end zone.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And he will get in. The 2-point conversion works, and we might be headed to overtime. So, not much time remaining to get something started. All tied here, late 4th as the kickoff comes. This returnable from the 4. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Here's 1st down. Here's May. Going for it all. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
In these critical moments of the game, Mike, you always turn to your best players, and that's exactly what they did here, and they just weren't able to connect. Give this defense a lot of credit. They knew when it was crunch time, where did this quarterback want to look? And they were ready, and they took him away.
And he's going to be close to a 1st down, up to the 34.
I think it's clear, Mike. I think they have their sights set on winning this game in regulation. I don't think overtime is even in the picture. They're trying to be aggressive, continue to move this ball down, Can they find a way to pull this game off here late in the fourth quarter?
That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
They'll run. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' first down. It's a gain of 12 facing fourth down.
This play should always end up converting a fourth down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
This is 1st and 10. Here we go. One final play. Now he'll air this one out deep for Hyatt. So, overtime coming up. Not a playoff game, so a quick reminder of the rules. Each team gets 1 possession unless the opening possession is a touchdown. Then it's game over. Any defensive score ends the game. Each team gets a couple of timeouts, and all replays come from upstairs. If the first OT ends in a tie, so does the game. Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. The return starts from the 5. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. The motion man is Johnson. Start out with a run, and it's Benson. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
On 2nd down, it's Benson. He gets close to the yellow line. Tackle made at the 46.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the 1st down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the 1st down, just not here.
Now a first throw here in overtime. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And they will finally catch up to him and get him down.
What I loved most about this was just the ability of the quarterback, Mike, to so quickly go through his progression. You see early on at the top of his drop, his eyes are downfield. Quickly realizes there's not a lot of opportunities downfield. Check it down to your back and see if he can pick up the rest after the catch and move the chains with his legs.
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the handoff, this is Benson. And it doesn't appear that he got to that 1st down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Benson. And he's not going to get there. Maybe he's looking for a cutback lane, but that certainly didn't develop. And now it's 4th down. They'll go. Here's May. This one intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. He works free. Right side. Inside the 20. And he is going to score. It's a shocking finish here in overtime. This game is over. So, it's a win for our visitors. This game had a little bit of everything. Winds up going overtime, but it's their defense that comes up with the big play. They get the touchdown, and in a stunning finish, an instant classic, if you will, they get the victory. So, that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.